I very much hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget. Wow. Hello everybody, my name is Kelsey, and we're about to get very, very nerdy with the Finally Fall book tag. I love these earrings. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing the Finally Fall book tag again. I did it last year and had so much fun that I felt like I should do it again this year because it's the right time for it. So I realized that fall started in kind of like the middle of September, and we are now in October. But I am preparing a month of fall-themed videos and things, so I will leave the questions linked down below if you would like to do this tag yourself. I will also leave linked above last year's if you would like to see last year's. Honestly, haven't looked at it, so I don't think I have any of the same answers, but we might, who knows. But let's just get into it. I feel like I don't need to talk about it anymore, so let's just fall, guys. The very first question is, in fall the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a very vivid setting. So mine is going to be like a series, not just like one book in the series, and that is going to be the Wayward Children's series. Every Heart, a Doorway, and Down Among the Sticks and Bones are the only ones I have right now. I do have Sky, Beneath the Sugar Sky, but I haven't read that one yet. But these are very, very vivid settings. It's a very fantasy world, specifically the first one. Actually, no, specifically the second one, because the second one you actually go into a world and it's very like gritty and barren. But this author who in these very tiny books is able to create all of these different worlds and explain them, and you feel like you're there. It's incredible. So I'm gonna say these because I feel like these are very vivid settings, and I'm only more excited to continue the series because I'm sure there's more vivid settings that I don't even know about yet to come. The second question is, nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. I'm going to go with Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo because this revolves around grief. This plot basically gets started where these two girls who have the same dad do not know about each other until their dad unfortunately dies at the beginning of the book in a plane crash. Elizabeth Acevedo's writing is incredibly gorgeous. It's very well done. She also writes in poetry, so her books are in verse poetry, and her writing is stunning, absolutely stunning. So I think this one is really, really good. I think also her other book, The Poet X, would have worked very well for this one, but I wanted something that dealt with grief more, and I think that this one has a little bit of a harder topic. I also like this one more than The Poet X. The Poet X is amazing, don't get me wrong, but I like this one more. And this one just felt appropriate. The third question is, fall is back to school season. Read or share a nonfiction book that has taught you something. A lot of the nonfiction that I have read has taught me something, but the one that I've decided to go with is Becoming by Michelle Obama. I loved this book when I read it a couple of years ago. That sounds right. I just thought this was really interesting because I felt like I learned a lot about the Obama family to begin with, but specifically Michelle Obama and her time in the White House, because I feel like when we think about the White House and we think about stories that are written in the White House, it specifically revolves around the president or revolves around people who are directly involved with the president. And this is, well, yes, it's someone who's directly involved with the president because, it's his wife. This one is more revolved around what the First Lady means and kind of what that role is, and it gives a very human look to the first family. And I loved it, and I just loved getting to know her a little bit more because I feel like everyone can take away something from this book. The next question is, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend time with family and friends. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you would like to be a part of. So this might be this silly answer, but I'm going to go with The Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall, the friend group that our main character Luke is in. I love them. They are so funny. They pick at each other. Honestly, Oliver's, the other guy's friend group, would also work for this one, but we see Luke's friend group a little bit more. They're a little bit more diverse. Their rep is kind of all over the place with them. And they're funny. They pick at each other, but they also still really, really care. And I love them. I love their friend group, and I want to be Biffles with all of them. So I'm going to say Luke's friend group because they sound amazing. And I want to know them in real life. The next one is the colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall colored spines. So I have chosen these these six books right here because they feel very fall themed for me. So we have Circe by Madeline Miller, The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye, The Similars by Rebecca Hanover, Felix Ever After by Casey Callender, Who I Was With Her by Nita Tangle, and Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. But like, isn't that just the fall aesthetic? It's so pretty. I'm going to leave them in the background of this for the rest of this video because look at that fallness. I love it. The next one is fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. So the one that I picked for this one is The Gallery by Laura Marks Fitzgerald. This one I just read recently, but it is a middle grade mystery book. This entire book follows a young girl who basically starts a job at the house where her mother works, and there are some very mysterious things surrounding the wife of this household, and so she does some digging. But it is telling a story because the very first chapter is from our main girl's perspective, but when she's 100, and she is looking back on this time in her history, and she decides to write it down. And so the very first chapter and the very last chapter is from her point of view when she's 100, and the rest of it is kind of like her telling the story. Plus, this one just feels very cozy. I feel like you could snuggle up by the fireside, maybe a candle, maybe with a hot drink. This just feels like a good cozy fall read. So that is what I chose for this one. The seventh question is, the nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read. So like, I didn't even have to think twice about this one, but I'm going to choose The House of Salt and Sorrow by Erin A. Craig. This one I read last October because I wanted to read some spooky reads, and this thing is creepy. I couldn't read it at night. But it's kind of like a retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses, but they are basically being killed off one by one, and it follows a girl who is the 5th or the 4th, so like there's been quite a few that have already died, and it's very kind of like magical. I would say this is more fantasy-esque than anything else, and there's a very creepy vibe to it. It's very gothic feeling, and the end is terrifying. So I will like say that I'm a chicken and I don't like horror and scary stuff, so like I found this incredibly creepy. But with all of that being said, I do highly recommend. It was a fun read. I did like being a little bit scared, so that was a little fun, but I think it was good and I recommend it. The next question is, the days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. So I'm going to say Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is the first volume. There are 3 out currently, so all of them would work. But this is just a fun, cozy romance story between 2 guys, Nick and Charlie, and it's just heartwarming and beautiful. Like on the back, the very, very short synopsis is boy meets boy, boys become friends, boys fall in love. You can read these online if you would like to not purchase them. You can read these for free. They are up to chapter 4 as far as being physically published now if you want to keep up with that. But these are just fun and I love them, and they're so, so cute. So like, they're short, they're graphic novels, so like you can get through them relatively quickly. And so yeah, that's my answer because I think all of the volumes are fabulous. The next question is, fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you would like to return to soon. So I had quite a long think about this because I did do a video not that long ago about the books that I would like to reread. So I was thinking about some that like would be perfect for this time of year. And I think the one I'm going to go with is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I read this one quite a few years ago, and I remember really loving it, but I was pretty young when I read it, so I feel like there's a lot that happened in this that I didn't quite pick up on the first time. But I would like to reread this because it's the style was very, very unique. The timeline is also very unique. It's kind of all over the place. And it is a romance, but that's kind of not the main point of it. It's very atmospheric as well. So it just seems perfect for this time of year, and I really want to go into this because I remember literally nothing about this book. So I like to be reminded by why I loved it so much and if it's still one that I love. And the very, very last question is, fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. So I think mine is very common. And for me, that is to light a candle and to drink coffee. So I like having a mug full of coffee, and specifically I like having, I've actually got it plugged in right now, so I'm going to try to show you without burning myself. I have this. It is a mug warmer that my husband got me a few years ago when we were still engaged, and it keeps your mugs warm, so you just put it on it. I use this thing all of the time because I drink coffee so incredibly slowly, so it keeps my drinks hot for like hours, and I love it so much. So this is like a very great reading accessory. Another accessory that I like, obviously, is candles. I love lighting candles. I think candles are perfect for this time of year, and I actually have one that's specifically fall scented, but for me, the one that I really, really love is this one. It is called Mulled Cider, and I got this one from Walmart. I'm sure you could get it other places, but it is mulled cider, and it just smells like mulled cider. I can't even explain to you. It's very cinnamon. It's very spice, kind of. It gives you just like you're having a chai, if you have chai lattes, if you kind of know what I mean. It smells like mulled cider. Like, I don't even know how to explain it to you. It smells like apple cider without the apple, and it just is perfect for this time of year. So this is the one, I keep smelling it because it smells amazing. So this is the one that my husband and I light quite a bit during this time of year. So I just wanted to show off the one that I use most of the time. So that's the candle that I like to light during this time of year. But yeah, when I'm reading, it's hot drinks and candles and a blanket, snuggling in the chair that's over here or on the couch. I just like to snuggle with a nice scent. That's really, I'm a simple girl, you guys. So that is it. Those are my answers to the Finally Fall book tag. If you would like to answer some of the questions in the comments down below, I would love to know that too. What is your favorite reading accessory? That is one that I would like to know, especially for like a nice cozy night in. Share. Let's discuss. But that is all I have for you guys today, so I hope that you enjoyed. And if you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you would like to be part of this awesome growing family. I've also got all my social media down there if you would like to follow along on any of those. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!